Well, it's that time again. Time for me to share with you my personal top 10 favorite movies of 2016. But first, a few honorable mentions. So there were like 3 great animated films released in 2016, but only one of them ended up in my top 10. But the other 2 were very, very close contenders, and those 2 are Moana and Zootopia. These were great films, really smart, with a lot of heart and great messages, real quality animated features. I hope Disney and Pixar continue to make movies at that caliber. The Neon Demon is also another film that came out in 2016 that has just really stuck with me from its artistry, its visual flair, its performances, its weird and bizarre tale of a young girl's down spiral into the world of fashion in Los Angeles. It is such a fascinating film. I really love returning to it, even though it is occasionally repulsive. And Eddie the Eagle. This is the movie that nobody talks about. I am so sad that it did not get any Oscar recognition. Granted, the reviews were, mostly positive, but they weren't stellar. It wasn't unanimously loved or praised, but I thought it featured 2 excellent performances from Hugh Jackman and Taron Egerton. It was just an inspiring film that really uplifted me, and I loved the score. If you have not had a chance to see Eddie the Eagle yet, I strongly recommend you check it out. Okay guys, without further ado, here it is, my top 10 favorite films of 2016. Coming in at number 10, can't believe this came out in 2016, feels like it came out forever ago, that is Deadpool. This is the long-awaited comic book film, the concept that Ryan Reynolds teased us with for years, that finally hit the big screen in February 2016, and it is wonderful. This is a funny, exciting, creative superhero film, one of the greatest superhero films ever made, in my opinion. I cannot wait for its sequel. But there was one superhero film that came out in 2016 that I think just nudged a little bit ahead of Deadpool, maybe not in originality, but in giving me something I've wanted to see on the big screen since I was like 5 years old, and that is number 9's Captain America Civil War. That movie just blew me away to see my favorite superheroes clashing in that airport sequence with Spider-Man and Giant Man and all the rest. It was like I was a kid again. This movie was really, really special for me, and now I am all the more excited for what else the MCU has in store. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that is seriously underrated by the general movie-going audience, and that is The Nice Guys. This movie was fantastic. It is written and directed by the Shane Black and stars Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling in 2 fantastic performances. This movie was just fun with a capital F. It is shocking, it's a little bit disgusting, and it is edgy, but it really, really works. This is a crowd-pleasing film. I really, really hope we get a sequel, but if not, I am perfectly happy with The Nice Guys as a standalone effort. It is one of the best films of 2016 and probably will go down as one of my favorite films of all time. One movie last year that really surprised me, not because I didn't think it was going to be good, but because the first one was so great, I just didn't think it could live up to it, and that is number 7's The Conjuring 2. I literally left the theater after seeing this film just totally taken aback, because it is not just an effective, terrifying horror film, but it has a lot of heart. It is almost a love story between Ed and Lorraine Warren. It really goes into their relationship and how protective they are of each other. The chemistry between Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga is just amazing. I cannot wait for The Conjuring 3. I hope it is even better than the first 2. Coming in at number 6 is that third animated feature I was referring to, and that is, of course, Kubo and the Two Strings. This was a powerful movie-going experience. It touched on issues that most kids' movies really tend to shy away from, like death, for example. This is a movie I will love to return to time and time again. It's also gorgeous looking. I mean, Leica Studios always delivers on the visuals, but this movie is really, really special. It is one of the best films of 2016, but let me say, I will be totally happy if either of the 3 films I've listed win, but I think Kubo is the one I'm rooting for at this year's Oscar ceremony. Coming in at number 5 is a movie that I just recently saw, and that is, of course, A Monster's Call. This movie was just an experience. I mean, it brought me to tears, and I mean hard tears, and I was not expecting expecting that at all. As I said in my review, I was expecting a movie kind of like Spielberg's BFG. A lot of fun, but maybe a little bit forgettable. But no, A Monster Calls is extremely memorable. If you have not had a chance to see it yet, definitely go check it out. Just don't bring your little kids to it. I would say 12 and up. Coming in at number 4 is a film that I am so happy received a Best Picture nomination. That is Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. This movie had an impact. This movie left me thinking about it for days. It's a film that you just have to watch over and over again, and you get something out of it the more you watch it. If you are a sci-fi fan and you have not seen Arrival, you are doing yourself a disservice. This is one of the greatest sci-fi films in the last 20 years. Okay, guys, here they are, my top 3 favorite films of 2016, and I gotta admit, it's pretty much in line with what most critics are saying, what the awards circuit is saying, but I don't care because I found these 3 films to be so special, so impactful, and so memorable. They are movies I will probably return to time and time again and cherish forever. So coming in at number 3 is Manchester by the Sea, a movie that I think is definitely not for everybody. If you watched my review of Manchester by the Sea, you would see that it's not a movie for general movie-going audiences, for people who are just looking to maybe get away, some escapism, some casual entertainment. This is a heavy, heavy movie, and it is performance and dialogue driven, and it does not wrap up with a nice little neat bow on it in the end. It is a movie true to real life, so definitely go into Manchester by the Sea knowing that you're going to get a heavy dose of reality, but it features fantastic performances from everybody around, but I am rooting for Casey Affleck at the Oscars this year. Coming in at number 2 is a movie by one of my favorite directors of all time and one of the greatest living directors working today, if not the greatest, and that is, of course, Martin Scorsese's Silence. This is a movie that I just barely kind of snuck in under the wire here for 2016. I actually saw it in 2017, but it belongs on this list. Silence is a incredible cinematic experience. It's a movie for movie lovers, but it's a movie for those who maybe like films about the struggle of faith and spirituality and that sort of thing. It's a movie that I think will relate to a lot of people, but again, it's not for everybody. It is slowly paced. It is a long film. There are lots of moments of silence. There are some terrifying moments, but I think if you make it through the film, you will have a very fulfilling movie-going experience. And coming in at number 1, my absolute favorite movie of 2016, and this is going to be probably no surprise to anybody, that is Damien Chazelle's La La Land. This movie is magic. It defines cinema in a way. It is an homage to classic Hollywood musicals, but it is very much a modern musical. It somehow brings the old and the new together and makes it work really, really well. It is incredibly charming. It is incredibly romantic. Its 2 leads, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, have fantastic chemistry. You really believe in their relationship. You really believe in their struggle and their love. This is a journey of the human spirit, and you have one hell of a fun time along the way. It features great musical numbers, fantastic choreography, and fantastic direction and writing from Damien Chazelle, who I am also rooting for at this year's Oscars. Ignore the buzz, ignore the backlash, ignore all the naysayers. If you want to go see La La Land, then go see it and have a great time. This movie will leave you with a huge smile on your face. It's a movie that I will probably value for many, many years to come, and I cannot wait to see what Damien Chazelle does next. So that is it, guys. Those are my top 10 favorite films of 2016. Please comment below and give me your top 10 favorite films of 2016. And I'm curious to see you rank my personal top 10. Which of my top 10 did you enjoy the most? Up next, I will be reviewing my personal top 10 worst films of 2016. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see some more stuff, go and click like and subscribe below. Until next time, I'm Late Never Saw, keeping you movie healthy.